This car will be gone for about a month or so, and it will come back bigger and better and stronger than ever. Frank, I'm leaving you the keys.
Don't worry about it, man. We're professionals.
YouTube, today is the day. I have been waiting for this time for almost a year since I got this BMW X3M, but today we are taking my car on a 4-hour road trip to Ann Arbor, Michigan to work with Nostrum High Performance. Again, for those of you that don't know, we partnered up on my X3M. We did a lot of fueling, brought it to 709 wheel horsepower, and we could have gone more, but I wanted to keep it somewhat reliable. So I got this BMW X3M February of last year, 2024. And as soon as I got this, I knew this platform was incredible. So what are we going to be doing in Nostrum High Performance? Well, we're going to be doing a lot. We are working on a top secret project that will be coming to the marketplace for the S58 engine. It's going to fix some issues, some concerns that I personally had. We are getting their S58 upgraded injectors. I think it has a plus 26 spray rate on the fuel injectors. And we are getting a PSW low pressure fuel pump upgrade. So a lot of fueling, a lot. And then on top of that, we're getting a crap load of custom tuning and a lot of dyno time. So I'm excited to see what my car is gonna make. I'm predicting over 800 wheel horsepower on full E85. And for those of you that don't know, I actually got pure stage 2 plus turbos for a steal of a deal that I couldn't pass up. Those might be getting installed on the car with the fueling, but we'll see. As always, just make sure you stay to the end of the video because you're not going to want to miss anything. Shout out to Blend Mount. If you guys don't know what Blend Mount is, it's these amazing quality radar detectors designed for your specific car, for your specific radar detector. So this stuff's legit, dude. This stuff never falls off. No suction cups. I don't know if you guys know, but suction cups suck in the summer. They'll fall off and then rip the Escort, and it can damage the radar detector.
Mine rip the mirror off.
Shout out to Blend Mount for that. Not a sponsor, but we do love Escort radar. So I have been on Pro Tuning Freaks / BM3 for over a year now. And it's time to take it up to the next level with Nostrum High Performance, and we are going all in on direct injection. And I brought up a couple concerns that a couple of my close friends brought to me. They're like, you know, we've heard some idling issues with direct injection when you go bigger injectors and stuff, but in reality, it was crappy injectors from a different company, which I'm not gonna name, that are not tested and not developed properly, where Nostrum High Performance, they test every single one of their injectors. Every single one of their injectors is serialized. Their stuff is top notch, and they are not paying me to make this video. I'm just doing it for you guys. But yeah, we'll get more into depth with details with my boy Frank in Nostrum High Performance. See you guys there.
Hoping that you can follow the sound waves, 'cause I'm already pouring my heart and soul into you. Wish you well. And I would never go the lengths that I've gone for you, for anyone else.
All right, everybody, we are inside Nostrum High Performance, and I got the man, the myth, the legend, the GM of Nostrum High Performance, Frank. I don't know how to say your last name.
Just Frank L.
Frank L. Okay. This guy is an absolute wizard when it comes to fueling. Anything fueling, he knows the answer to. I think so. He'll be humble about
I can
it.
answer a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
And what's right in front of us, Frank?
These are S58 plus 26s.
Okay.
These are the injectors that are going to go in your X3M.
And for those of you that don't remember, I texted Frank last year and I was like, you guys need to get on the S58 platform because it is truly incredible. Always cut away from yourself.
Did he really?
He did, but we were already on it. Yes. So the thing about E58 Gen 2 and S58 that is different than all prior BMWs is that the pressure rating for the system is 350 bar, as opposed to like 250 bar, which was on the other inline sixes and even your S63 that we did, right?
Yes.
So this first product is really the first product of our 350 bar line. They're all based on the Bosch HDIV 6 injectors. And we took an extra year to do a lot of testing, component level testing, and then a lot of testing of our own assets. So we have all statistical data for quality control, because this really pushes our product range up another 100 bar.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make sure at a component level we were ready. So when you called, it was already happening.
Which is what I like to hear.
I was like, okay,
we're thinking about it, kind of thing.
Back.
Yes, and I told him, I was like, this platform's truly incredible. The forged internals on this engine, they need to be worked on. So every injector gets serialized and every single one gets tested.
Yep, that's our standard quality system. Every single one. Every design has its own part number. Every single piece has its own serial number.
Name another company that does that.
And then
with
the batch
fueling parts.
itself has a
I'll
serial
wait.
number. So, the batch has a serial number. We know exactly which injectors are in which batch, and then which batch went to who.
Yes.
When.
Yes.
And then that's kind of traceability on the what and who, but the how and the data is also all traceable to every single injector part number, every single batch number. So we know exactly what.
Let's just say they know what they're doing for real.
Yep, this is the professionale. This is professional stuff here.
And Frank hit me up, and of course I wanted to do something with him again, but I brought up some concerns that I personally had, and I like to overstress and overthink a lot of issues, and I heard from a couple people that there were some idling issues with DI with bigger injectors. And Frank, if you could shine some light on that subject, that'd be awesome.
So when we develop injectors, we're always paying attention to the min pulse width, because the min pulse width has everything to do with your idle characteristics. And then also you're balancing the min pulse width with the pressure that you're at. So how low of a pressure can you go in order to maintain that min pulse width? And then the other side of that is how good is the spray quality. So if you drop the pressure too much, your spray starts to collapse in itself. You could end up with some, a little bit of a misfire. So that was also part of the development process. This is a very wide dynamic range injector. It'll operate from, in tank pressure 60 psi, all the way up to 350 bar. So, the dynamic range on the new products is something that we want to address. Make sure that we do get that good idle quality and everything.
Yes.
So we've done it. We've had them in multiple cars during development, and then we were ready to release. And they've sold extremely well, to be honest.
How could they not sell when the S58 is on top?
S58 and the B58 Gen 2s.
Let's not rule out the B58s.
B58 Gen 2s.
They're good.
And the reason I'll bring that up is on the S58, pumping capacity is a question mark. A lot of people don't want to spend $5,000–6,000 on a twin pump kit from our competitors.
Yes.
So another issue when you talk about idle,
Yeah.
which you brought up on the phone, is cam position, right? So we want to make sure that, hey, when you do this, when you lose cam position and then it doesn't idle, we've already got that solved.
All right, we are in the heart of Nostrum HP, their operations room. There are a couple things over here that we cannot show. So this is one of the coolest rooms in the Nostrum facility. This is their dyno jet room. And Frank, you got to remind me, I know it's a top-notch dyno, but remind me all that goes into this room.
Oh, this is 2,000 horsepower dyno jet, all-wheel drive.
2,000 horsepower.
We have eddy current sound booth. We also has a air handling system that is on the roof.
Fully ventilated, so you don't pass out with all the fumes.
True. So it'll move the entire volume of air. It'll turn that volume over 6 times a minute.
Wow.
And that is more to evacuate exhaust and also to get air to the engine, right? We have a chiller, so what we'll do is what we're doing here is we're doing cold start validation. So we'll turn this on, we'll chill this overnight to 50 degrees.
That's crazy.
And then Grant will come in and he'll do a cold start, technically a winter start, 50 degrees start.
Like I told you, this place is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That would be perfect right now.
Yeah, I know, right?
We're sweating bullets right now. So yeah, like I told you, this guy's dyno room is quite crazy.
Yeah, so we don't chill the air that flows through the cell because that is extremely expensive.
But I do got to ask you a question on camera. I already know the answer to this, but we got to ask. DI or PI?
DI. DI.
I already knew the answer
First
to
of all,
that.
where are you?
I know. I had to ask that
Second
though.
off, we've proven it many times.
Yes.
Okay, that Supra, DI only, super easy, everything's in control, 860.
860
So
wheel
it's
horsepower.
It's okay, you want to spend money on an intake manifold and PFI injectors and a controller, and you want that complexity.
And a lot more money for custom tuning.
Supra, with all the parts on that Supra, you can do that build in 3 days.
Wow.
And the car leaves. Done.
Wow.
Finished.
Yeah, PI with all that tuning is not happening.
Because that has a clutch, you know, that has a clutch pack in it as well, because it's a manual. And then all the bolt-ons, you know.
Wow.
So, yeah. So,
yeah.
the purpose of this is for S58 customers to be able to run pump E85, straight pump E85, and to the maximum stock turbo capacity. So this will be turbo limited.
All right, for those of you that don't know, this is my baby. I love this car so much. But this car will be gone for about a month or so, and it will come back bigger and better and stronger than ever. Frank, I'm leaving you the keys.
Don't worry about it, man. We're professionals.
I know. I'm gonna miss this car though. But when you guys see this next, it's probably gonna be 800 wheel, give or take.
Hope so.